Hello，大家好，欢迎来到 Enclave 的游戏直播间。今天我们玩一个新游戏，刚刚出这个游戏，在农历新年期间出的游戏，叫做《Eternal Strands》啊。翻译名字不知道叫什么，我就叫它《永恒的线》。看直播设定 OK，我们就开始玩它。OK，应该可以了。我们用 controller 来玩呢。我有差不多一个星期没有 live 了，所以现在又 live 回。哎，哟，太大声。哎，这次新年农历新年真的拿 pray 不能拿 boss 咯，所以你在新年时候就要去做工了。默默了，最讨厌就是要做工。大家如果能的话就多多支持啊！那对面的游戏频道了，可以让我赚点income，虽然说现在很难，
The
没那么
Enclave
容易。
was once the heart of magical development and trade for practitioners of magic all across the Maida Basin. Not all weavers claimed it as their home, but those that did built a legacy of progress, constructs, and innovation. The likes of which have not been seen since the Surge, almost half a century ago, when a cascade of arcane disasters racked the Maida, and without warning, the Enclave sealed itself away behind a magical wall known as the Veil.
A veil.
Rich and powerful leaders were wounded and killed. Decades of war broke out. Every nation suffered an economic collapse. The world is calmer now, but magic has been shunned, taking the blame for decades of unrest. Weavers remain pariahs to this day. Most places tolerate us if we don't stay too long. While some weavers remember what it was like before the Surge, I've never known a time when weavers had a home. I chose this life years ago. But I'd be lying if I said it has lived up to all I hoped it would be. Still, my luck might be changing. A few weeks ago, I began traveling with a new weaver band. Now, they've brought me here, where it all began.
Thanks.
Brynn! Over here!
Eternal Strands 他们讲有点很像Monster Hunter 的元素在里面，就是可以 break down 那些巨大怪物，
When you told me that joining your band
分散东西，然后之后你可以直接
I wasn't picturing this.
extract 他们的什么 essence 这样子，拿他们的 magic。
The base is shrouded in tangles. Weavers have known about this safe zone in the Veil's shadow for decades, but no one has found a route into it. Until now. You have no idea what I had to do to puzzle out this passage.
I definitely want to hear that story later.
My hope is that we're going to find artifacts from the Enclave itself deeper into the shadow. I'll stay to oversee the camp setup. Why don't you take the preliminary scouting expedition?
Really?
Of course. It's important for the other weavers to see how you do in the field. The map I bartered for in Tarza suggests there's a watchtower deeper into the valley. Shouldn't be too far from where we are.
That's my first landmark, then?
Yes, it should help us get our bearings before we start the search for the Strand Road. And if you make any discoveries, that will endear you to the band.
For sure. I'd love to find my footing with the rest of them.
I'll act as the watcher on the scry and pull you back if anything gets too dangerous. Just steer clear of the tangles. Any questions before you head out?
Question hub slide below and look back to ask more questions. Top question. Oh.
The Strand Road?
A famous trade route into the Enclave that led straight to Denevron. The hub for bartering magical goods. Before the Surge, caravans used the Strand Road to enter and exit the Enclave with their goods. It's been completely submerged by tangles, unfortunately. Still, if we can get any closer to that passage, we will find rare artifacts lost
In the church.
I know the scry is a standard device across Weaver bands, but my previous leader, Aaron, didn't really make use of ours.
He sent you on expeditions without it?
I mean, I wore the earpiece, but he didn't exactly stay close to the table at the camp while I was out.
That's incredibly dangerous. I'm surprised you're still alive.
Yeah. Anyway, mind explaining how it works in your Weaver band?
When you go on an expedition, you'll wear the earpiece, which allows me to communicate with you and give directions from the scry table. At the table, everyone will be able to watch your expedition and communicate with you as needed. The last, most important function of the scry is that it allows me to use magic to pull you back to camp when your life is in danger.
Right. That clears up anything I needed to know. I'll head to the watchtower.
Glad to hear it. You can head out then.
Yeah. Go L to move. Because L. The stick.
No visuals on the scry. Can you hear me?
I can. Some interference, though.
Must be the tangles. Still, strong enough to pull you out like we practiced. Dom?
I'm on it.
The veil. Even more impressive up close.
Just this. Should magnify the enchantment and...
Thanks. Got visuals back.
The tangles. Beautiful.
And deadly. Give them a wide berth. The closer you get to the veil, the thicker they'll become.
its shadow is believed to be impenetrable.
Until now.
这是滚，这是跳，魔法，block 是用
Those could be real experts. You heard our quartermaster. Break them open.
That wall is completely frozen.
Lift and move object and creatures purple aura max spell targets. Red to heavy for current level. Left trigger to prepare strength, hold right trigger to cast, release right trigger to.
We should expect enchantments to act strangely this close to the veil.
See those glowing bulbs? Infernal alliums. They combust when broken.
So, if I toss one at the wall, its fire will melt the ice.
Brilliant! Best to use kinetic magic to keep clear of the blast?
Okay.
Perfect. Knowing the watchtower's relative position establishes the distance to the Strand Road. You can come back to... What is that?
Coral. There were rumors of a living mineral that grew deep beneath the Enclave surface. It seems they were true.
There's more of it in that cave. I could take a closer look.
Too risky to deviate from the plan. First outing was just to reach the watchtower.
This is going well. I say we check it out before finishing the expedition. Beautiful. I've never seen anything like it.
Dan's right about it being a living mineral. I can feel it humming with magic.
Wait, I'm losing...
Aurea?
Oof.
Brynn, connections back.
Was that a drake?
Yeah.
Pulling you out.
Yes, breath. I knew this was a bad idea.
We can't extract you.
Dom, fix it. And Lane has tonics on standby for her return. Head out of the cave so we can get our bearings.
人零伤害啊！这边没有东西，走吧。龙下来了。
It's an ash peak drake.
Quick, your frost magic can cool apart.
Rapidly place water in the air, create charge on ice.
Dawn's still working on the scry, but you need to keep moving. Lane, got anything from the map?
There should be a minor patrol path ahead that loops back to the watchtower. It runs close to the Vale, though.
It's our only option.
I'm on it. Oria, that Drake's acting like...
Let's just focus on getting her back safe.
I'll go back to unpacking the armory.
我要拿那个 human 的。
Damn it, Casman was right. That Drake is rotting. Erratic flight. Aggressive. It won't stop.
Skies, what do we do?
We get you back to the caravan fast.
那边有东西。有。
If I'm reading the map correctly, following this brook should lead to the path guards used to reach the watchtower prior to the surge.
有 parry， 拿下这个，看下这什么 F button B，
Clear line of fire. Good time to use your bow. 想用 bow 了。I mean. Hold right button. Oh. Tôi不会做这个更好。走。 That Drake is never far behind. Just keep going.
What a magic.
That's the path.
You're doing great, Brynn. Final stretch.
That can't be an arc.
No one has seen one in almost 50 years, let alone outside the Veil.
The Archons never left the Enclave. Still, you need to get...
Nhà tôi phút này là
You've got to hold it off. We'll work on an escape plan.
Trying, but she's too close to the Veil. The tangles.
Too thick, I know.
shit.
Skies. If this isn't the strangest.
What the... Hang on, Brynn.
Over.
Everything okay back there?
Change of plans, everyone. Pack up. You're... What? We're coming to you, Brynn. Follow that arc. We need to go. Now. Up ahead. Lead.
Eternal Strands，我要去打回那个 drag 可以吗？看一下。
Has anyone else noticed we're practically sitting on a loom gate?
That can wait, Dom. Aurea, you should be resting. If your wing doesn't heal, our point is out of commission.
That's what I need to address. While my wing recovers, Brynn will take over expeditions as our acting point.
You sure she's ready for all of this?
Brynn did face down an Ash Peak Drake and lived to tell the tale. I think we're in good hands.
Yes. I have every confidence that she will make a great point.
As long as we don't all die here first.
With overconfidence.
Our arrival was rocky, but I will do everything in my power to ensure our survival. If we avoid unnecessary risks, we'll be back on our feet in no time.
I'm glad you're taking this seriously.
Exactly. When we first set out to investigate the Veil's shadow, we had no idea we'd end up here. The Enclave was once a safe haven for all weavers, and the pinnacle of innovation. Since the Veil went up, weavers took the blame for decades of war. Stories that put children to bed preached the evils of our magic, all because of what happened here. We owe it to ourselves and to our brethren across the Maida to find out not just what happened, but why. Maybe then, weavers can find our place in the world again. But first, survival. Brynn, that's you and me. Find me when you're ready. Adjourned.
Okay.
Loom gates must need a massive source of magic to function. Instantaneous transit across hundreds of leagues.
Dom? Hello? Everything okay?
Brynn, you are going to check out the loom gate at some point, right?
Yeah, of course. I'll get around to it.
Good, good. Why it refuses to function is a mystery we must unravel together. A priority.
Not worried about our survival in an unknown land filled with volatile magic like the others?
Details. There is so much to discover, survival will take care of itself. Or Casbin will insist it does, at least. So, our acting point. Is your heart racing at the prospect of traversing these lost lands?
Growing up in Carnhaven, my father told me stories about the Enclave as I fell asleep. It's crazy to think I'm living through what once was just a bedtime story.
Perhaps you'll even become one. We are the first band to cross the Veil in half a century.
I hope history gives our story a more flattering beginning. Not sure I want our tale to start with us tripping over each other as we run from tangles.
With the most daring point to ever live, Brynn of Carnhaven, no one will remember our wobbly entrance.
Thanks, Dom.
Of course. Now, if you'll excuse me, something else is tugging at my attention.
Loom gates.
Loom gates.
Craft new armors. 它有他们的 crafting 很特别，就是可以用不同的材料来 craft 一个 item。所以 the top slot uses the most materials, biggest impact. Okay. Mundane, sword and seal. I think 暂时不需要。
You've been busy.
It's a work in progress. Taking stock and all. We lost a lot of gear running for our lives. Speaking of, are you doing okay?
I'm fine. We all got through it safe. And in the process, we did the impossible. We breached the veil of the Enclave. Land of mystery and danger. I can't wait to get out there.
Treasures and glory, huh?
And bars singing our names.
Then I'd best make sure you stay safe enough to tell the tale. Oh, and listen. We've got your back, okay? All of us. Right now, we need to focus on getting our feet back under us. And you need to get the lay of the land while we do.
Okay. Okay.
I wonder how this arc managed to get us through the veil.
By the looks of it, it was a one-way ticket.
Well, the Enclave built many arcs and other magical constructs. I've never heard of one designed to repel Drake's breath, though.
You think we might find another arc that could help us escape?
Or possibly repair this one? It must be special somehow. As Aurea said, the arcs never left the Enclave, yet this one did.
We know as much as we can from looking at it. Time to start exploring if we want to find answers. Lane, you seem lost in thought. Settling in all right?
Oh, Brynn. Yes, I am. And you? I notice you've been checking in with the others at the camp.
You did? Are you spying on me?
Oh, of course not. It's my vocation to observe. Not just you. Everyone. In fact, if you'd like, I can tell you a little about the others. You are newer to our band, after all.
Sev is relatively new to the team too. Has Sola taken on smithing apprentices before him?
No, she's never had an apprentice before. I don't know how he came to be her apprentice either. No one seems to.
That's a little odd, isn't it?
Not really. Typically, Ram are very secretive, culturally speaking. Sev may remain an enigma. I wish he would open up, though. I'd like to learn more about his people.
Before joining, I knew Auria's band was renowned for its top-notch techniques in weaving. Why do you think that is?
Ah, to keep a points expedition gear competitive, you need a smith and an enchanter working in perfect harmony. And there's never been a pairing more harmonious than the union of our enchanter, Dam, and our smith, Sola.
They are sweet together.
Did you know Sola is descended from nobility in the Sansa Empire? Shame her family lost their fortune, though I suppose that's why she's so down to earth.
Are both Dam and Sola from Sansa?
No. In fact, Dam hails from Renland, where magic is completely forbidden. I often wonder if Dam's fascination with enchanting would be as obsessive if magic wasn't dogmatically kept from him as a child.
I've traveled with a Weaver band before, but it wasn't quite as functional as this. What makes this one run so smoothly?
The obvious answer is Auria. Not only is she a strong point and leader herself, but her mother is one of the most famous enchantresses of our time. She's grown up surrounded by excellence.
Wow. Still, it sounds like a lot to live up to.
If it is, Auria makes it look easy.
You said Auria is the obvious answer to this band's success. Is there a not-so-obvious answer?
Ah, yes. While Auria runs the field, when it's time for the caravan to move, it's Casmin who takes over. She used to be a quartermaster on the docks of Don Brennick, facilitating relief efforts for the Udean Federation. With the speed she can pack a caravan, it's no wonder that Auria trusts her to take over when it's time to move.
Given that I'm the newest member, how do you think I fit in?
It speaks volumes that Auria trusts you with taking over the expeditions this soon. I would have thought Casmin might take over in this interim period instead of you.
Casmin?
Up until about 6 months before you joined, Auria was training her to become her replacement as point. It was going well, then out of nowhere the training ended, and Auria began searching for a new point. I don't know if it was Auria's decision or Casmin's, but either way, I suppose it's all for the best. You wouldn't be here otherwise.
Casmin hasn't been the most welcoming towards me. I wonder if she could be upset that I'm the new point.
Knowing Casmin, if she has a problem with you, it won't be long before she confronts you about it.
Ah, great. Lane, offering insight about the others is nice, but I came here to talk about you.
Oh, me?
Yeah. Tell me about yourself.
There's not much to know, really. I suppose I'm the typical third child to a second son of a patriarch of a minor mercantile house in Judea.
What?
I've enjoyed the experience of growing up in a family embroiled in feuds so long-standing that no living relative can recall inciting incidents firsthand. At a young age, scholastic endeavors became my escape from the familial turmoil until I could finally leave home, and so on and so forth. Nothing but a classical presentation of third child issues in a Udean mercantile family.
Right. And how are you feeling since we entered the Enclave?
Truthfully, I'm not sure. Nothing's really wrong, but never mind.
You sure? Whatever's on your mind, I'm happy to listen.
Yesterday, entering the Enclave in our lifetime seemed impossible, yet today, here we are. It strikes me as an opportunity that was profoundly easy to miss. That's all. Anyway, thanks for listening.
接安，你还没有讲。
Sev, how are you holding up?
Oh, fine. I mean, I'm trapped inside a magic bubble that's filled to the brim with life-threatening creatures. Also, left an entire known world behind, and I'll probably never see remnants of my past life again.
好笑。
But, you know, I'm fine.
Hey, at least Sola did half your unpacking. No sprained back muscles for you.
True, no back pain. In a few days, I might die from a creature attack. But at least I'll leave a corpse with good posture.
Sev.
This apprenticeship is turning into more than I signed up for.
That is completely understandable. We're all reeling.
Yeah. You're probably right. Listen, I should get back to helping Sola.
I was talking with Sola earlier. She is a great listener. Maybe talk to her about how you're feeling too?
I wouldn't want to burden her.
She'd be happy to help.
I'll think about it.
Let me 讲话。Okay, change the
Hey,
weapon.
Casman. Recovering from our wild entrance into the Enclave?
Save it, okay? I know I should have been more prepared to move.
Hold on, that's not what I...
If I had been more prepared, we wouldn't be missing half our supplies. With more supplies, I could have done a better job patching up Oria's wing. If I had fixed her wing properly, we wouldn't be in unknown territory with a point who...
Whatever it is, just say it, Kaz.
You're no Oria. I'm sorry. But she has more experience and who knows what's out there.
I know my job is important, but we all have a part to play in our survival. I know you can do yours. Trust that with everyone's help, I'll be able to do mine too. I'm not in this alone, Kaz. Neither are you.
You're right. It's just that Oria has been point for so long. I need to give you a chance, though. I'll try.
That's all I ask.
Elsie 咩？應該未啦。
I was impressed by how you handled that Drake outside,
A little terrifying, but
but you kept a cool head and didn't...
so after all the legends, this is it. The Enclave.
Legends for you, maybe. Some of us trained under weavers who were born here. Still, it is surreal to see it for myself now. You're going to be out there, exploring. Promise to take it all in for me.
You must be devastated that your wing is holding you back.
I can't deny that my heart breaks at the prospect of being stuck behind the scry. But knowing I've found the right replacement helps. Besides, this wing won't keep me down for long. I'll be back out there soon enough.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Anyway, enough with the sentimentality. For your first expedition, we need to get the lay of the land. Thankfully, Lane Free has an old map of the Enclave to help us get our bearings. It's 60 years old, pre-Surge. No chance it's accurate, but that's where you come in.
I'll update it as I go.
Exactly. We've made camp in what was once a way station for caravans entering the Enclave. Just below us is Glintwood Hollow, a valley on the outskirts of the Enclave. I've scanned it from the Overlook, and we've got 2 landmarks of note. A second loom gate, and what appears to be a giant statue, possibly an ark.
You can see it from here? Must be massive.
If either is functional, Dom will throw you a party. I'll be with you on the scry. With fewer tangles, we're hoping the connection will be stronger. The path is...
I'll head out now.
先道歉。OK，来看点东西，出去吧。
So this is a loom gate.
The Enclave constructed these for transit. There's no deactivated, perhaps? Or simply...
You'd know better than any of us.
Oh, the possibilities. All the places we could go. Oh, metaphorically, of course. The loom gates famously moved people one at a time. Too dangerous otherwise, I imagine.
You're cute together. It's great to see a couple that shares some.
Who could have it any other way?
After being together for 7 years, we're bound to have something in common.
Come.
Leave the. Okay. 有什么花钱？
So when I'm finished scouting the landmarks you mentioned in.
That's entirely up to you. You're the one taking the risks. So you, from time to time, I or the folks around the camp might have requests. And if you get into trouble, I'll.
这里还有很多鞭炮，一年了。
Might lose some resources, but that's a small price to pay.
Got it.
Okay.
Points privilege.
Your tent. Might not be glamorous.
It's perfect.
Don't know about perfect. I could have done it better.
Seriously, I didn't have anything close to this.
Huh. That's...
Okay. Greenwood Hollow.
Clear as the sands of summer, Brynn.
No interference from the Enclave.
None. The connection is much stronger than outside the Vale.
That's reassuring.
Ooh. Actual traveling. Ice cream. What ice cream fall in the press for time?
Arcs.
And they're clearly happy we're here.
Arcs were supposed to be used for manual labor. Hostility is strange.
How to 探险。
Fresh water in walking distance of the campsite.
I'll set up a purifier for it and collect later.
point. What a beautiful view.
Okay. Oof. Shit. Hmm. 这是什么啊？嗨。到处 traveling。还要我们去分啦。啊，在那边。Collapse mine。哦。去。哦嘘，就像这样哭这样。哦。个好的。对，痛。
Creatures could be hunted for food. Any of these plants look edible?
Dan will put anything in his mouth if he's curious enough. Whatever he doesn't vomit, he'll eat.
Just try not to poison him.
这些是什么？我不知道丢什么。有一个那个东西，
This must be Hydra's lake.
But lakes are still. Why name it after the spirit of flowing water?
.然后再看有什么。冷哦。咦，有衣服。
This must be the second loom gate.
What's covering the base?
I'll check it out.
.这好像也可以动的。什么东西可以喷火？ 哦，先去这里先。太远了。
A lot of debris on the platform. I could clear it with kinetic magic.
What about the loom gate itself? Is it functional?
No sign of life, but see that cloud of war magic? It's leaking from the broken pipe near the edge of the platform.
So we have 2 powerless loom gates and a tangle leaking out of an Enclave construction. I wonder if Lane still has that treatise we picked up in Tarsa.
And he's gone.
这2个是最重要的啊。
With the debris gone, this loom gate doesn't appear to be in poor shape at all. Time to check out the Great Arc.
突然这样卡这样，会变很累是？突然间累这样。CPU FPS 突然间累掉，去这个干嘛？Excellent connection。让我切切看这里。OK 的话，这是因为这里不知道这里会累累的，欢迎啊。有点奇怪。奇怪掉去，很奇怪性的那个，我如果亏了，它会在哪里释放？首先落item，那会久吗？47。 回头慢慢留先，我们再来看一下。现在 quality 比较好些了，就不懂为什么会这样。哦，我要赶去那边，很远呢。拜。对，我的，我这些宝贝都不见了咯。我以为他会 save 这。有点那个啦，拿了很多不错的那个 material， 不见到玩去。这里还有。 Shit. Firebone fiber. Shit. Whoosh. Shit.我去拿 humanoid 的东西先。
Hydra's Brook, aptly named for the spirit. The water that flows.
Shit. Hmm. 都没有 humanoid 的东西哈。对。 没有 heal me 的东西给我。我去对付那只蓝的嘞。嘿，嘿，我爱用比较好哎。剩下一个 heal me 的。诶，嗯。reply 东西一下刚才。我要去楼上看有什么先。这就是我们来的地方。
I was right. It is an arc. A great one.
It isn't moving. I'll get a closer look.
在他做那件事情之前，这边有一个 ，OK， 去看一下有什么。
An arc of the stricken earth, I would guess. Any chance you could bring a piece of it back to camp?
Doubt my sword is strong enough.
Then there's not much we can do with this for now. Dom seems to have an idea about the loom gate, at least. 2 Enclave constructs. Neither of them functional. Good news. Lane found a shortcut back to our camp for you, and we've got the wisp working.
The wisp?
Watch as wisp. Channel a little magic into your earpiece. I'll redirect it to guide you from the scry to the shortcut.
I see the path.
Good. That should take you to the shortcut.
那时候想这里看有什么。哦。Bronze of wood. 不知道呢，我要 rock leather 还是 bronze 还是什么 ？bronze。Steel。这边很多这个捕命的，那个是要给他对付这个人的。哇，真的有很多。
That's the edge of how far I can push the scry. It'd be like in the Veil's shadow all over again.
That should be it. According to my map, it's a man-made tunnel that grants easy access to the way station.
Oh yo. Ironwood。不知道丢什么 bronze red iron。Power iron, not the strongest metal. Fast travel.
Brynn's back. Let's fill her in.
We believe we found a way to activate the Loom Gate in our camp and in Glintwood Hollow.
With the Loom Gates active, we could expand our search.
The potential for discovery.
Agreed. So,
What made the Enclave remarkable was not merely their constructs, but their ability. It has long been rumored that beneath our very feet exists the pipe you found in Glintwood Hollow is proof of its existence. It must
and the tangle that formed around it was a leap.
precisely. Our theory is that patching the
Thankfully, Seven Lane have a plan.
We don't know a lot about arcs, but I dug up some old story. In notes dated before the surge, this band managed to get one of the enchanters who worked on the...
Apparently, the Arcs have a thin carapace between their skin and their armor plates that's nigh immune to magic. A magically resistant material like that would...
So I need to cleave this carapace off the Ark. There's no...
Come see me and we can make some improvements to Sola's forge.
I could hone your sword so we can cleave the carapace.
We'll talk.
great foresight in removing the debris from the Loom Gates.
Happy to be once...
Everyone's got a part to play.
Yeah.
Did you see the size of that
You mean the one behind that?
That's the one. Given the size of the entrance, their yield.
I've heard the rich resources are a big part...
The land's hostile. Ores from the Enclave are...
Max magic. 第一个不够啊。啊！我要去 farm 下了，没有东西讲。没有话讲。
Two wonders of enchanting, and they don't...
Did you?
Did I?
Smell...
A little, but that's beside the point. But,
amazing.
oh yes,
And if not?
then it is time for Plan B.
After expedition time pass, rest of each day is divided into day times. Every time new day pass, condition in the cliff will change. Creatures can change location instrument.
This may sound a bit ridiculous, but...
Oh?
Yes. But mixing an unguent for the urchin girl by the canal with the flea bites? Of course, the house would have looked down on. I even used alchemy to disguise myself.
Did you look silly?
Striking is the word I would use. Alchemy is the science of change. And, well...
Might change your mind.
Exactly.
Hey, I know we need to fix up the forge, but before...
Sure. What for?
I've been a little cold since you've arrived. I was just under a lot of stress.
You mean when we ran from...
Yeah, that. And losing supply.
Lacks experience.
At the time, That's what it seemed like. You made finding food and water a top priority. That's when I underestimated you when I shouldn't have.
It's okay.
No, it's not.
Thanks.
I'd love that.
How are you feeling now?
I have a hard time letting my guard. We're still missing supplies, and our campsite isn't half what it should be.
The role of point seemed really serious to you.
Because it is serious.
That seemed...
Think of it this way. If you scout 3 leagues in the wrong direction, we're all 3 leagues further.
Right. I guess I see what...
And being the first to enter the Enclave.
Point taken. You know, when talking to Lane,
Oh. No. Being point just...
So, I know Sola mentioned improvements to her forge meant being able to hone my sword. What does that entail?
Unfortunately...
Is there a way I can...
Right now, we reserve the materials you bring back for your armors and weapons. But, if there's anything you can spare...
Sounds simple. I'm glad to hear it.
Okay. Rồi cơ la. Đây là. I mean,
Can I ask how you knew to pack up the
The tangles were shifting. They'd been static, and then, suddenly, just as an arc deflects a wave of Drake's breath,
How do you know?
the tangles closed down the path the caravan took in. And it wasn't like...
okay. Cái cơ是什么？差2个。
These are a great start. With the supplies we've got already, we lost a lot of stuff when we were running for our lives, and frankly, our setup is only... But we can
What do you have in...
Like we discussed. Sola could forge better weapons with improvements to her... Alternatively, Dom could certainly care better for her man. And to keep you in fighting form, there's no end to the improvements we could...
What about...
Me?
Come on.
I mean, wouldn't new shelves be nice? Sure. No, but don't worry about me. I'm fine. Right now, improving Sola's forge is more important.
You're always thinking. I love it.
Oh,
Totally.
thanks, Brynn.
Okay.
I believe I was promised one epic tale on how you discovered...
I suppose rumors of a safe passage into the shadow had been swerved. They'd always piqued my interest, but I couldn't get a solid... Weavers in a caravan bound for Don Brent. They'd lost an older Casil fellow. He insisted on one last big It killed him.
So you got the route?
Not quite. The point that died was the one who led them in. But it was confirmation that getting close to the Vale would... Eventually, I was able to trade an Ash Peak Drake's tooth for a
drake?
Some people believe grinding the tooth of a drake into a powder...
Ah.
Fools. Regardless, between the map and the other leads, the final missing piece was an...
Glad I could help.
What's a good adventure if you can't regale some...
They are quite.
After what it was like outside,
It is an enduring. I did not expect that.
are they common?
No. And then, of course,
What exactly?
to our best understanding, as far as we know, raw magic, our mantles gather it from the air as we move.
What did you mean?
The surge was specifically catastrophic towards enchanted equipment. And tell me, logically, who were the most likely?
The rich
Well done. So, in a single moment, you have what,
and decade.
as I.
You said they were.
Lane and I have been digging. The only research on tangles, as you might expect, apparently they did not.
Thanks, Dom.
Ultimately, the most practical advice I can give is.
这里又下讲不停了。
I couldn't help overhear Dom mentioning the surges.
You really do pay attention to what.
A survival instinct. Growing up in you. If some of those ears aren't. That was actually the problem.
The problem?
After the surge cascaded through the Maida, every kind of long range. So you have magical chaos and no way.
Udea?
My homeland was hit hard. Our trade fleets had.
And they couldn't find their.
Or at least to a safe harbor.
Because the trade networks. My parents used to talk about shortages during those years.
Yes. And I very much hope we can find the. And a way out to share it.
哎，
The scry. The whole band gathers around when I'm away from camp. It's nice to have people literally watching my back.
你还要用什么这个 upgrade station level 2
Sola is delighted she can refine your great work.
Turns out we make a pretty good team.
Yeah, we're definitely going to need would help to get.
What? Do you ever take a break?
Sure, sometimes.
Just try to remember. Someone will step in.
It doesn't always feel like the others realize.
Then tell them. I stepped in to help.
You did.
The others will do the.
Maybe.
哎，
I knew we'd recover. We always.
Still a long way to.
Speaking of, we've been scavenging around the way station. They're stored away and ready for you.
Can you also reforge up?
Sure can. Weapons or armor.
What's the key difference between reforge?
If you want gear that does something fundamentally different,
Me-
make something
new.
For instance, there are
Fabric
fabrics,
metals that is
metals,
on.
a suit of armor made of a combination of those would have been if you don't need something additional, that's when you reforge. Keeps the clutter.
What should I expect?
It depends on the materials we use. Some hold edge better. Others make your gear lighter.
Sounds like it's time.
Go.
Use these well. There you go.
Now that I can cut.
Whenever the band is collaborating on a problem, at least normally,
Any particular.
no, just enough of the same type. Seven, I tried. Once you have
Kaz, what you said about the point. Lane said the training was going well.
Honestly, it was just too much for me. Leaping headfirst into danger isn't for everyone. What made you decide to become a point?
I love using my skills to serve our band.
Really?
I guess we're both fueled by camaraderie then.
And has being Point given you what you're looking
So far.
Good. For a long time, I felt like I let Aurea down. When she offered to keep me on as a quart, in time, it made sense though.
So you've been happy?
Yes. This is much more my... Seriously. I'm
not sure I have what it takes.
I've seen how messy your tent is.
你也有话讲。
When we've got supplies to spare, if we do it right, you'll be able to bring more resources.
And Shell.
God, yes.
嗯。又在 travel 黑分。Green wood。 不是这里啊！那我去哪里看 ？The loom gate 是在这里。Save the carapace for the powering up。Hurl， 这里面对啊，是啊，还是要去这里。看我的 inventory 是不是空的？ 哎，这边有3个东西可以拿，我想拿完它们。这就是 Green Wood Hollow 了，2个 map 就是 Green Wood Hollow。
Hurl
powering up 在哪里？就回去看哪个地方吗？嗯。Licking tongue dip. Once I click from the crack up. Crack up, crack up. crack up 就是那个了，那敌人。
You're coming up on the Ark of the Stricken Earth. With a stronger sword, hopefully the carapace will come off easy.
Có 有很多补命的，不用担心。
This might take a while.
You'll need to swing harder to cut through armor that thick.
Whoosh. 会动去。
What's happening?
Retrieving the carapace is going to be trickier than we thought.
Is she really ready to fight that thing?
等下。
Catch your breath. When you're ready, you can climb the arc to attack it from different angles.
不太好用。
That's it. Hit the exposed skin with everything you've got.
还有哪里呢？虽然它不像马斯特汉特那么复杂，但是还有特别地方可以弄的。
Magic isn't coursing through that patch of skin anymore. Move on.
除非是脸呢？我不知道还有哪里可以那个连，也不是啊。不是啊。 它应该有一个地方在这个后面，我觉得不对嘞。还是现在不能拿？
You are unstoppable, Brynn. I was worried we might lose our chance to get the carapace, but you secured it.
Any concerns about using the arcane strand, Dom?
Concerns? None. Excitement? Considerable. We should be able to weave that strand into your mantle, Brynn.
哎，就这里。嗯，有哪比较好的？然后等下，哎。嗯，不要你看。这里没有什么东西可以丢。Steel，拿到 Steel 也不错。 不能去那边。我要去拿些补命的东西。诶，要看。
Perfect.
You think this patch will fit
Yes. And with the debris,
me?
acting or otherwise.
I'll keep that in.
你有话讲。
Well pleased with the reforge. There's another option.
Not the same.
No. Enhancing uses more of the same materials from the original construction. I use them to add a bit more protection. Worth doing if you have extra materials. I'll be able...
我要 craft 这个，哪一点？你是什么呢？
Brynn.
It's a newer hobby.
Yes, it's quite something to see.
You seem a
Oh, no. That arcs us. It's just... This archon brings up more questions. It was clearly working in the nearby mine. One must wonder whether its tool was lost in another mystery. There's no record of archon hostility.
Is this?
It's about everything. I suspect we're chasing dead ends. None of these leads fill me with any sort of confidence.
It's easy to get overwhelmed by the detail. And the reality is, we won't uncover all of it. There's only so much we can do.
Incredible discoveries within our limit. It is strangely comforting to acknowledge...
All we can do is put one foot in front of the other. If we're...
You're right about that. Maybe if you track down other arcs...
More information about anything trying to... Though it does mean getting close.
Yes, do try not to die in the process. A crafter is only as good as their...
Glad we're starting to upgrade the camp then.
Very much so. There are alchemical formulas I simply can't create. Once I have those, we'll be set. Many of the plants and minerals I'm after are within safe distance of the camp.
อืม ภายในตึก Relay advertise oral kinetic energy draw force and shall into its attractive circles. Farewell, compatibility.
Color me delighted, the wisdom and the time come.
Then we can start weaving more intricate.
Yes, you harvest.
The patch is ready. And
Excellent work, Brynn. Time for you.
you sure you don't need me to...
We've got this.
All right.
Lão sư sáng cơ à, cho màกัน Slick.
Aurea, how's it going?
Brynn, you're awake. We're making progress over here. Careful with that.
Hey, no one came back to camp, did they? Is the rest of the band still with you?
We're all here. And the leak is just about fixed.
Hey, wait, I just want to talk. That was incredible.
Hey, couldn't have done it without you.
Actually, we couldn't have done it without Sev. I didn't... I'm not...
Not to distract from the victory, but something happened while...
A Hearthsider?
Maybe. The figure, I think they were watching me.
How friendly.
If there are people still left in the Enclave, we need to find...
Yes. I was just thinking we should chase down the scary masked figure that likes to watch Brynn sleep.
Sev has a point. We need to set up a watch for camp. Any expectation of a...
They've been living under the Veil for almost 50 years. Who knows how their version of Weaver culture has diverged from ours.
All the same, We can't just sit here. We don't know who they are or what they can do. If they do mean us harm, I need to investigate what we're dealing with.
Friendly or hostile, if there are Hearthsiders, we need to find them.
Agreed.
And the good news is, fixing the Loom Gate didn't just give us easier access to Glintwood.
So scries are somehow connected to the
Every scry was built here.
This means you not only have access to...
Incidentally, our maps indicate that there is a village beyond the Hollow in a large swathe of wetlands known as Dredger's Mire.
Perhaps we'll find our Hearthsiders there. Brynn, why don't you brief with Lane before your next expedition?
Sounds good.
After that, it's time to use the Loom Gate.
Why didn't you guys return using it yourselves?
We needed to take a key swatch back to camp in order to connect the two. We'll make sure you have a key swatch to connect any other loom gates to this one from now on. So look, this plan to repurpose Carapace to fix the loom gate's conduit? Pure elegance.
Zev's idea. I only helped him with the design.
You did more than help. You practically finished it.
What is this? Competition of humility? You're both brilliant, just like this design.
I can agree with that.
I suppose.
What's up with Lynn?
I hope I'm not prying by bringing this up, but Dom and Arya told me about your last band.
Oh,
Sounds like
it wasn't great, that's for sure. I mean... And it only took a couple of weeks for me to realize all that band did was drink and fight. Aaron chose someone else to take his...
you're in better hands now. I promise. Do you have any regrets about leaving?
I did have one friend in the band. She was actually the one who convinced Aaron to... Due to the nature of my departure, I wasn't able to...
Then we tumbled.
Yeah,
If she's a true friend,
I hope so.
that's what makes them special.
垃圾啊！里面有画间，那边有东西，我都没有去拿。
Here to brief?
I like to know everything I can before...
Just beyond the forested hills of Glintwood Hollow lies much like the Hollow, the Enclave prospected many of... Oh, it's no coincidence you found the Ark of the Strick. I believe the natural surroundings of the mire were also...
Which is where I might find that masked figure.
It's possible. Regardless.
Some of the others didn't seem so sure we should... What do you think?
History demands. If the masked figure truly is a Hearthsider, their story and of the...
Sounds like I'd better... Thanks for the info, Lane.
My pleasure. Oh, but watching the band work gave me an idea for a new alchemical project. Its working name is a loom shard.
A loom?
Yes. It's a shard that could draw magic from a loom gate and bring you back to camp safely, wherever you are.
How is this different from Aurea pulling me back with...
Unaided, Aurea can only summon enough magic to bring you back safely, not all the valuable. Because this shard draws magic from the tapestry, it can bring you back...
Thanks, Lane.
Okay. It's looking for anywhere in the cliffs. Take time to activate, however, so use with caution. But that's...
Brynn, something gnaws at my mind. When discussing that the Hearthsider was watching you, it will, of course, be your and Oria's call. If the Hearthsiders retain even a fragment of what...
I hear you. And good point. It's just that we must...
Sagacious. Thank you. I have said my piece and appreciate...
So, now that I'm done being frigid and unwelcoming.
You were only lukewarm.
Sure.
Sounds fun.
Simple. If you were a wild animal, what would you be?
Ooh,
Why is that?
aggressive. I love adventuring.
Huh.
And yourself?
An Eastern Reef Crake.
A crake. Somehow...
You're thinking of the big ones. But all crakes are misunderstood. They're incredible. They actually only attack when their nest is under threat.
Traveling.
Ready?
Let's do this.
First trip through the Loom Gate is a success.
Hopefully more trips to come. To new and exciting places.
Oh, 我的耳机要没有声音了，没有 charge。如果突然间没有声音，那时候再看看。移动 OK， 要在这里暂停。那种大声音啊，是那个机器怪物在那个了吗？ Shit. What's that trend? Commissioner over the British. Habus. Shit. What the fuck?
Magic your mantle.
Sodden Pass. A fitting name for the road to the wetlands.
What? Shit.
According to the maps, you're getting close to Dredger's Mire.
这边有什么东西？
Designed for a two-hander. Looks like it was being packed up to ship.
It'll be exciting to work off an Enclave design firsthand.
Eh. That's a fast travel. Hmm. 我的耳机快要没有声音了。Oh, nice， 我要去 connect。OK， 不要这样。要讲去那边哈。 嗯。
Metal plates with detailed engraving. I wonder if Solar might be interested in these.
Ui, 宝藏。真的是要没有电了，但是不用紧。这样也会痛。去。点哦。是。点哦。 才那个是冷的地方，就是那里啊。问题是我没有 humanoid 的东西。这个有用吗？嗯。对。嗯。那里有后面的东西哦。走开，不要跟着我。对。嗯。shit。 哎。在哪里啊？那个地方？特别难打这个。我也不知道什么声音。不能上去了啊！嗯。嗯。诶，会不会是这个？这边有东西也是啊，不知道在哪里。 我不是要找你。那我要去哪里了？不要给我讲回去了。哎，真的是回来呀。
It's quite a thing.
Disorienting.
I'll only ever use it.
Compared to my last band,
I'm not as glad as I am that the loom gates just don't take it as a license to be wrecked.
嗯。我知道你可以level up，可是我就是要 upgrade 我的 store
Have
先。
you ever wondered why the veil is... Obviously, nobody outside the Enclave knew that it was going to appear. The first travelers to witness it all said this... A simple
and that's where the name for Tangle.
Correct. Their existence had been theorized previously, but until the surge.
I'll try and keep clear of them.
Anytime.
那个 upgrade 不是 upgrade buff 什么木偶44，我有这个了。哦，E。这个不够，我差一个。Max Magic。
Not as protective, but great against the elements.
Shouldn't we be trying to find a way out of here?
Focus on one thing at a time. That's all we can do.
-50啊 ！upgrade 你。 在我课很多人画都是。Jordan precious. I mean,这直播也不早，我们就在这边暂停。这直播我们再继续了，谢谢大家来到 RS 有更美的游戏直播间，前往这个游戏叫做 Eternal Strands。下个直播我们跟你继续玩这个游戏了。对。